All right. Great. We'll go ahead and get started. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for the Ion Factory OS 2026 product roadmap look ahead. We haven't done one of these in a little while because of the holidays and some of that. So, really excited to be back. I hope everybody enjoyed their holidays and their year is off to a great start. Can't believe it's already March. I'm Karan Talati, CEO and co-founder of First Resonance, and I'm joined today by Gabe Abijan.
Yeah, senior product manager here at First Resonance, kind of a recent join. It's been, what, 4 or 5 months at this point. And I'm heading up the production and quality domains.
Super excited to have Gabe join for this one. So let's jump right into it. We got a great set of things that we want to share with everybody. So what we'll cover today, first of all, we're going to take a look back. We have shipped some fantastic things over the past few months, up and down the stack. So everything from the things that you don't see on the surface, from performance improvements, all the way to amazing work from our front end application team to overhaul the entire application experience. We'll talk about that. And then we want to spend a lot of time talking about where First Resonance is going and where we're taking leaders in manufacturing like yourselves this year. No surprise here, AI is a big word. It has gone beyond buzzword over the last few years, and we're really excited to talk about how we're bringing that into our development, as well as how we are bringing that into the manufacturing workflow with Ion Intelligence. We'll talk about Ion Analytics, as well as what we're doing on integrations, as well as kind of wrap up with how we've oriented our company and team to meet the moment and to really empower manufacturers with what we call our domain model. So we'll talk about that all more. So we're pretty action packed. Let's take a look at what we've done. So like I mentioned, we've shipped some amazing things. The first one of which we're going to talk about everything on the production side, which Gabe will cover. We've been making some great work on the parts management as well as inventory history, our performance, like I mentioned, as well as enabling tools for manufacturers with our workflow builder, and Ion for Finance, which is an additional new module that we're rolling out to key select customers to enable some really nuanced financial workflows, integrating more deeply with ERP, and empowering finance teams to make use of the manufacturing data. Gabe, why don't we take a look back at procedures and what we've done there?
Yeah, so one of the big items here is we've made procedure editing a lot more streamlined or feature rich. It's a little bit of both. It allows you for a rich editing experience, and it's really important to know that all the content from our existing experience is going to be moved into the new one here. And then we've got a little Easter egg here at the bottom. We've got a 3D step file viewer that's available from both procedures and from parts themselves. So if you upload those things, you can take a look, and they're all interactive.
Yeah, fantastic. So what you're looking at here is the new Ion Experience procedure building. And like Gabe mentioned, this 3D step file viewer. I want to give a special shout out to Andrew McCallop from Varda. I don't know if he's tuned in right now, but if not, we'll catch him up. It was his idea, and we turned it around in a matter of days by rolling this out. Gabe, love for you to actually share how we did that.
Yeah, Andrew was mentioning on LinkedIn that this would be a great thing that he hoped he would be able to see in some of the manufacturing software, and he went out and vibed one together himself. We thought it was such a great idea that we did the same thing and brought it right into Ion.
So thank you for that idea. And if anybody else has ideas and can also send us over the code like Andrew did, we're more than open to putting that right into the experience for you. We're moving really fast with it.
Yeah, so for the connected part library, we're showing full inventory histories. They're loading instantly now. And it really transparently shows every change to every one of your parts, from install to issues to procurement. It's a centralized way for you to have like reliable auditability of all your parts.
Yeah, and this was a big effort by the team, right? Because one of the things that we pride ourselves with the Ion platform, it has an amazing amount of traceability, including the history. However, as companies have stacked up years of history on any given inventory part, loading all that data became quite difficult. So we took a massive effort at really overhauling everything down to the nuts and bolts of it. And that's why you're able to load this history in a matter of seconds, what used to take minutes.
Huge performance jump.
We'll talk about performance more here in a moment. We rolled out something, and we're actually still in the process of rolling out the embedded workflow builder. It's fantastic. We have a really powerful middleware that allows our customers to connect to other systems in their operation. This could be anything from communication tools like Slack all the way up to more sophisticated ERP systems. And rather than having to take these iteration loops with First Resonance team members for every small change, this functionality gives manufacturers the ability to actually make those changes in line right from within the Ion experience. And so that's rolling out slowly. We're currently in beta with a handful of customers. If you are interested in getting on that list and accelerating your adoption of the embedded workflow builder, please do reach out at support@firstresonance.io, and we'd love to help. So some fantastic work there by the platform team. Let's talk performance. So the unsung heroes of the platform, the people making the engine faster all the time, right? So over the last 12 months, we've taken a really concerted effort at applying everything, every tool in the bag that we can to make the application more performant. The number of accounts now on the Ion platform, the number of users at these scaling manufacturers, and the load that is going on in the platform as a function of increased automation down to the machine level, as well as connecting out to other business systems. And increasingly, and then one thing I'm really excited about is AI interactions. It's just put more and more pressure and load on the system. So our team has done a fantastic job of bringing this down and getting really active on it. You could see some of the performance gains here moving, from one quarter to the next over the last 12 months. And the net effect of that, are these stories and examples of, look, we just want to help you move faster. We don't want to get in the way. Being able to save something as large as 750 hours on a week is noteworthy, and it is important. So we're going to keep pushing on this and keep making Ion more performant. Great. Ion for Finance. So this is rolling out now. Ion for Finance is a layer on top of our really powerful Ion Analytics platform. It calculates things that are very, I would say, tailored for finance applications. So really tables that are prepared for use by financial professionals in these manufacturing operations. So you can think about examples like inventory moves. Of course, on the manufacturing side, we want to see the history of how that inventory moved in the factory. But how the finance team views it is, what's the cost of that movement? And what's the rolled up cost of parts that are associated with issues or parts that have been scrapped, et cetera. Rather than having to make you calculate each one of those things, Ion for Finance gives you that insight out of the box. And it prepares it in a way that it's data ready, right? So it's not just a report or a chart. It is data ready for you to plug into your ERP systems or your additional analysis. And we'll talk more about Ion Analytics and the direction there. Really excited to start rolling this out and to make finance professionals at our manufacturing customers really partners and users of the Ion platform, as well as the manufacturing supply chain and quality folks that have been using Ion. Cool. Some fun stories from the edge. Gabe, do you want to take this one? This is showing the power of the First Resonance forward deployed motion.
So the forward deployed engineers are with our various customers, and they're really on the forefront of feeding product team back information about the kinds of things our customers want to do, as well as integrating those things directly for the customers. We've got Ion Actions and Ion Actions Log that have been really, really successful. Along with a lot of other things.
Yeah, and really, really awesome stories here. So working with satellite manufacturers, making their kitting process better and more accurate. Working with maritime defense companies who want to add an additional layer of security as they rapidly scale their operation and bring in contract manufacturers. The stories are unending. And if you are a manufacturing out there that is heavily using the Ion platform and see this level of scale coming up for your operation, reach out to us. We'd love to get boots on the ground with you all and share these stories in more depth and have you even connect out to the operations that are making use of this fantastic resource. Factories are complex. Manufacturing is complex. We're not going to do it from behind a Zoom screen. We're going to do it with boots on the ground, and we're really excited about where this program is going. Speaking of where things are going, let's talk about where technology is going. So really, really fantastic to be able to reflect on what we've shipped. And as everybody has seen, we couldn't be more excited about rolling out the new Ion experience coming up here soon. And we'll talk about the rollout plan for that. Let's take a moment to talk about technology, right? As a technology provider and as a leader in the manufacturing technology space, you look to First Resonance to show you where things are going. And that's what we've been really focused on coming into this year. No surprise here. Like I mentioned, AI has now upgraded from a buzzword to being very practical. And I'll show some data along the lines of this. We have taken quick stabs and run micro experiments over the past many years. And coming into this year, we've actually found that the models are now ready to be able to serve real manufacturing use cases. And I'll show what a few of those look like. All of that said, as exciting as agentic AI is, one of the things we really pride ourselves in at First Resonance is that we are building all of this on the solid foundation of security and performant manufacturing infrastructure. So we need to balance both of these truths, right? How do we enable our manufacturing customers to go ahead into the future while also making sure that we have a solid foundation to build on? And that's the benefit of working with the Ion platform is we're doing both of these things. So taking very seriously things like enabling advanced security requirements, which are coming to a head in 2026 as a function of the CMMC rule rollout, supporting our customers in the nuclear space with NQA1 audits, and then, like I mentioned earlier, making sure that all of this connects at the integration level. Really, in the grand scheme, we view all of these things as interconnected. We view AI and agentic operations helping with integrations. We see, kind of cybersecurity agents in the future being able to help with a more solid platform that is more secure. And we're doing so very responsibly, right? And ultimately, what this means, and I'd love to pull Gabe in for really what this means, is that Ion is transitioning from just being what is known as a system of record, a database, a place where you go put in information, and we store that information for you to go process along more, into a world where Ion is really the system of context, making it easier for you to capture information as well as make use of that information live.
Right. Yeah. It really transitions kind of your day to day from looking for the information and trying to figure out what to do with it to it, pushing that information to you and making it so what you're really doing is the important work, which is the decisioning. You can imagine a world where you're trying to disposition issues more quickly. Maybe you've got some ESD issues with some of your parts. Well, feedback from a system of context can surface that information proactively and then allow you to maybe make decisions based on those the dispositions from issues you've had previously.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great example. We'll look at a few more here. So that brings us to Ion Intelligence, right? We're taking AI seriously, and we are going to work with our customers to go into that better world with Ion Intelligence. We first announced Ion Intelligence last year, where we had started really unpacking the value of these models. And like I said, we're really excited to say that now we've seen the practical applications of it. We're ready to weave it in, but we're doing so with safety. We're making sure that we have quality gates alongside all of this. Unlike other applications of AI out there in the industry, in manufacturing, we are taking human in the loop much more seriously. And that's why we've invested in having a solid eval framework as a part of our entire AI rollout strategy. And we're already starting to roll out Ion MCP, and we have customers using it. It's there. I would call them the alpha customers, very leading edge. This is an interface to allow agents to actually talk to Ion using the power of like LLMs and tool calling. And so, quality, safety, making sure that everybody's aware of these semi-autonomous, autonomous decisions that are being made is core to what we're going to be rolling out in the next few months as we do it. So where we are today, I mentioned the eval framework. That's core to making sure this all rolls out well. We have customers using Ion MCP today. Really excited to show the value and the benefit of that to more of our customers. If you're interested, please do reach out. Where this goes actually in the next few months, really, is examples like the one that Gabe gave. Imagine being able to write your manufacturing work instructions the way that you have been in Ion, but also getting in the hint, hey, you may want to improve the clarity for this mounting operation because we have a lot of feedback from the factory floor over the last 3 months on just that. Or imagine being able to see in your quality disposition workflow, this supplier is known to have this issue without having to scramble around and look for it. I mean, these are the types of applications when we talk about context, surfacing that context to you very seamlessly, very easily, and very integrated with their workflow. That's what Ion Intelligence really is. And we have a few things that we could send out to show you how all that's coming up. but we're really excited to talk about it today. Ultimately, where all this goes, and this is early in terms of how we're broadcasting this, we're working with a few select customers on this, is AutoPlan 2. Ion has a what I would call, now that we've seen the power of AutoPlan 2, the existing version of AutoPlan being very rudimentary. It does forward scheduling. It takes into account some light amount of what's in inventory and purchases and things like that. But what this entire context allows us to do is unpack all of the context within the factory. What are the scrap rates? What are the yield rates, right? How do we connect out to other systems? And how do we make this calculation happen not every night, but almost every hour, if not every minute? We're testing the limits of that, and we're working with a few customers to really push. But this is where all this goes. Ion will be the factory OS that allows you to semi-autonomously plan, schedule, and route information in a way that we have not seen in manufacturing before, and we're really excited about that. Great. Let's talk about analytics, Ion Analytics. So we are really excited about this. It's the first time that we're actually showing this on a page, Ion Analytics upgrade. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be rolling out more information to customers that are using Ion Analytics. We're going through a major upgrade where we're actually bringing the various dashboards and charts that you have in that sidebar tucked away into multiple folders right into the workflow. So the example that you can see on screen here is actually helping somebody in the inventory management world be able to see exactly what inventory is expiring today and being able to rapidly drill down into that and contain that or reorder those parts. Similarly, in the run side, we're going to be able to see production throughput metrics. On quality, we're going to be able to see yield. So we're really excited about this because, despite the benefit that we have seen of being able to have all these charts and diagrams, the real value of the data, and powered with AI and powered with more, I would call improved UX, is that we could stitch it right into the workflow and make it better and iterate on it faster.
I'd love to hear exactly where you want to use it. And that's what really makes it powerful. You're not digging through a bunch of charts.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And, under the hood, one thing for our enterprise customers who are investing into their enterprise data strategy, using additional BI tools or data warehouse strategies, Ion's data connector is a very powerful way to get all of the data from Ion into your data lake, data warehouse, and be able to calculate that against your ERP information, your PLM information, or other source information that you have without having to be bottlenecked in the Ion Analytics interface. Great. Let's talk about what's coming. Let's take a look at this. So we recently did something pretty big at First Resonance. We've organized our team around the way that you operate as manufacturers. We've had our versions of this in the past, but powered with, I would say, the kind of benefits and the productivity that we see with AI, we realize that there's a big benefit for us to be able to say, hey, our operation actually revolves around production, quality, supply chain. So do our products, so do our roadmaps, et cetera. So as Gabe mentioned earlier, Gabe is running the production and quality domain from a product management perspective. We recently hired new product managers who are managing the supply chain side and platform. So this is kind of what it looks like. And what that means is we're going to be rolling out our new procedures interface, runs interface, our further actions and CAPAs. On the data side, we just talked about Ion Analytics. Of course, on supply chain, we have our tried and true purchasing, inventory, and receiving workflows. So these are all within the domains, and they're going to be rolling out here soon. So let's take a look at the exacts on the roadmap. And Gabe, I'd love for you to talk through what's coming up here imminently in the next 2 months, and then we could talk about what's beyond.
Yeah, so in the next couple of weeks, we're talking about getting all the run execution stuff into the new experience. We're upping our game on the scanning sessions and building out the full ABOM Insight stuff. A little bit further down the line, we're looking into getting all the analytics, more analytics insights into context for your workflows, which is really great. And then I know you want to talk about the mobile app.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited about Ion for mobile coming soon. We're thinking more like summer. But summer will be here before we know it. One thing that we're thinking about a lot and developing into the mobile app is that we want it to be something beyond just having your information in Ion available in mobile. That's already a huge benefit, right? You're moving around your factory, you're moving outside of your factory. You want to see what's happening at your factory floor. You want to quickly get information in. That's great for Ion for mobile. But there's a few things that we get the benefit of just by being on mobile. Things like much faster photo documentation and capture, things like voice interactions that you only get with mobile. Those might end up becoming like V1.1 or V1.2 releases, but nevertheless, we're targeting mobile for that. That's going to be a huge benefit, especially as our customers are moving around the factory floor more and more. So take a look at what's coming ahead. We're really excited to, get into the weeds with our customers on what the goals and compliance management in Ion is going to look like later in 2026. What Ion for mobile could mean for their business. We're really looking for that feedback. Mm-hmm. And the key important note is the big Ion the big new Ion experience rollouts that we're making in the next 2 months. At the bottom here, you'll see we're rolling out a huge package of documentation, videos, a checklist, assistance for your Ion admins, managers, and power users to be able to effectively roll the new Ion experience out into your process. We do not take for granted the thousands of users that rely on Ion for their daily driver, and bringing this new, faster, more performant UX is fantastic on the one side, but on the other side, it is change. Mm-hmm. So we are investing very deeply into making sure that you have what you need to be able to roll this out. So looking forward to partnering up really on that. Change management is tough, but the benefits on the other side include 50% faster page loads, significantly improved kind of intuition of being able to move parts, and new interfaces like managing Ion actions much more effectively, and much more to come. Great. I'll skip over this so we leave some time for Q&A, but I'll just flash this up here. Really excited about the opportunities of ambient voice capture, more flexible kind of like recording of data from the factory floor. This is all related to Ion Mobile. And like I mentioned, we're really enthusiastic about getting this into your hands in the next few months, as well as getting some feedback. So with that, thank you for joining the look back on what we've shipped, what's coming up ahead. We're going to move into Q&A. Right before we do, want to make a quick announcement. If you are in the Los Angeles area on March 10th from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., we're going to be hosting our next Factory Fuel. It's an amazing opportunity to connect with other Ion users as well as members of the manufacturing community right here in our wonderful space in El Segundo, California. Fresh brewed coffee, delicious coffee, and good times, good friends. So with that, let's switch it over to Q&A. Do we have any that we should pop up here? No, I don't think so. Right. Let's, yeah. If anybody has any questions, feel free to chime them in. We'll give it 30 seconds, but we'll, yeah. What else? What are some of the questions that have come up from some of our customers? I guess let's talk about this one topic. I've heard it come up actually recently this week, and that's on Ion for analytics. We touched on it earlier. Gabe, what have you been hearing, and how are we going to be rolling out these changes in the next few weeks?
Yeah, so we've been hearing that some of the analytics, some of the dashboards really weren't performing enough to really help people do their jobs the way they wanted to. Standing there and watching something load for a while just isn't very useful. So the much more powerful experience that we're migrating to, includes more tools to be able to do those things more quickly, but also do them in situ, right in context. We're going to be reaching out to all of our customers. I know that some of them have custom dashboards and things like that. So we're going to make sure we work with everybody to make sure that we get our jobs done in a way that enables everyone else to get theirs.
I'm really excited to show this one because when I was walking by Gabe and Marco, our data engineer, who's been working on this the other day, and they showed kind of how we are really rapidly making sure that we have full coverage around our existing dashboards in one place so that for those people who rely on the current version of analytics, actually this is going to be very familiar.
Mhm.
But for everybody else, actually the great benefit is those insights will show up right where they're working. And now we could start making more data-driven decisions in situ. So I
Yeah.
love that.
And I think people are going to see the power of having like BI hooked into whatever your data warehouse is, and they might want to start generating the reports that way. And encouraging people and kind of showing them how to do it is a big part of the job.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about AI because I'm, of course, very, very excited about this. Uh, for those joining on the call, it's actually funny. Sometimes people will walk by and I have, 8 Claude code interfaces open with like 4 panes each. These models have gotten really, really good. Could you share with us a little bit, Gabe, like just at a high level, what have we been seeing in model development and why is 2026 really emerging as this kind of agent application in hard industries like manufacturing?
Yeah, so the models have improved a lot, but I think it's the use cases that the models have improved their ability to actually apply to. So we're not just writing code with AI. Everybody's been doing that for a while, but we're building eval frameworks, we're building guardrails to then apply AI to every part of our workflow, and then by extension to the workflows for our customers. It's not just like let's vibe out some software anymore.
Right, right, right. And I think, one of my observations is things have moved so quickly from 2023, this ChatGPT moment where the LLM became available through the browser, right? And it's packed of information and all that. But one of the things we've also found is some of the hard things about AI development in the last few years, like setting up the right RAG pipelines and making sure that data is there, et cetera. All this has gotten really like kind of streamlined in terms of a development capability. So being able to pull in manufacturing docs or pull in prior issues all through tool calling. It looks like, I mean, and our eval framework is showing it. It works.
Yeah,
Right?
I can imagine a world where our customers are using the MCP a lot more.
Yeah,
Maybe even more than they're using the interfaces. Who knows?
that's right. That's right. Yeah. And I think, yeah, that's an exciting thought because one thing that we've always been passionate about at First Resonance is bringing, the power of the digital kind of compute and storage powers into the physical world. So far, we've been a little bit restricted to doing that through the screen. I think all that is about to change in a pretty big way. So I think that's a great point. So with that, I think we are at the 30 mark. So this has been wonderful. Thanks, Gabe, for joining me on this. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. As a reminder again, please join us on March 10th for our Factory Fuel event. We have a few other events coming up, including Top Golf. And everything that we covered here from Ion Intelligence and the beta that we're running to some of the changes coming out in Ion Analytics, as well as the change management documentation that we will be working with customers out on. Please do engage with us. We're really excited about that. This is going to be a big year. We're already starting to see it. So thank you again.